big Die Hard vibes. The kid literally climbs through the air ducts. He sneaks around and finds a phone and calls a cop. And I was like, huh. But the cop that he calls is Bruce Willis. And I was like, Bruce Willis is Reginald Vell Johnson. It made me instantly want to see a movie where Bruce Willis is the Reginald Vell Johnson cop, and Reginald Vell Johnson is the 8-year-old boy.
What is going on, everyone? 2025 is the 20th anniversary of JLo's Crappy Movies, and we are taking a look back at some of the movies of JLo's Crappy Movies. I'm Phil, along with Joe.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
So Joe, what movie were we talking about today?
We were talking about Hostage. I think this is strip number 7. Hostage is a movie from 2005 starring Bruce Willis as a hostage negotiator who has a major failure in the opening scene. Spoiler alert, in the opening scene, like he is a negotiator and it doesn't work out. And after that, he's sort of broken by his job and he gets thrust into a new complicated situation. Have you ever heard of Hostage before?
No. When you started talking about him being a hostage negotiator, like it reminds me of The Negotiator, I think.
Sure, yeah. I mean, but if you say hostage negotiator to two kids that went to the movies all the time in the 90s and 2000s, then they would immediately be like, oh, sure, like The Negotiator, yeah. But we'll get to recommendations at the end. So after the hostage situation goes bad, he decides to take a job as a sheriff in a quiet suburban town where nothing ever really goes wrong. And there's a whole scene where he's just like, everybody have fun out there doing nothing, basically. But he is broken by it. Like he's really like got PTSD, and it's kind of ruined his family life a little bit. And I will say that Willis is really good in this. Like you could see this sort of strain the whole time, and like just on his face, where like he knows what he needs to do. He has to do the right thing, but he does not want to do it. Like he's so scared. And we don't see that a lot in an action hero, but it's great. I mean that's Rocky basically, right? He was not. Rocky had PTSD, but he was like leaning into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So suddenly there's a hostage situation in his town. There's 3 kids that follow this family home, and they break in and hostage situation. It escalates quickly, but he's so afraid that he's real quick to pass it off until his own family is in danger. It's a good setup, right? I mean, if I was to tell you there's a movie called Hostage, I mean, I guess you would be like, there's a hostage situation and maybe a secondary one. But yeah, so that's the main setup. So he is then motivated to get to the bottom of things.
So is this like the first hostage situation? Does that like roll into his family hostage situation?
They are merged. Somewhat,
Oh.
a third party who's interested in the first hostage situation wants something from inside the house. So they kidnap Bruce Willis's family to motivate him to resolve things quickly. But the 3 kids that are behind the first hostage are idiots. 2 of them are normal kids. They're just like they got wrapped up in it. The third one is Ben Foster. Do you know Ben Foster?
Angel, right? From X-Men 3?
It's Angel, yeah. Or he's also like, he was in Punisher too. Here's the thing about Ben Foster. He's great. And he's in tons of stuff after he did these comic book movies. But I think at this point in 2005, he was on 6 Feet Under, I think. And he had been in the Punisher movie. But other than that, I didn't really know who he was. In this movie, he is sort of the main antagonist of these 3 guys. To the point where he kind of like, he's unhinged. He's intimidating and scary, and he leans into it too hard and until the point where it becomes creepy. And his motivation is in question. Like it's like he doesn't care about the money, or he doesn't care about anything really except causing trouble. They give you a little bit of his backstory, and he's sort of like they show how he's damaged too. And it would have been great if they had run a parallel line between him and Willis's character, but no, it's just like broken, sad cop, broken, crazy, quote unquote crazy youth.
It's interesting because I don't know that I've ever seen Ben Foster in like in that kind of role.
I don't know. I feel like he plays. I mean, Angel. He's like so straight laced, for the little that he's in it. But I feel like he's always secret crazy. I thought a lot about the lack of motivation for his character here. Like the motivation for his character here is that he is, a broken character, and he's acting crazy for the sake of acting crazy. But I was comparing it to like Hell or High Water. Have you seen that? It's like a modern day Western that he made with Chris Pine maybe 5 or 6 years ago, where they're brothers that are trying to rob a series of banks to sort of get back at the banking system, who took all their land and money. And he's not as unhinged in that, but he has like a line, like he walks right up to it. He's a really intense actor. He's great. I love him. But in this movie, I was like, whoa. Like he writes on walls in blood, and he's like, his solution to everything. They're like, what should we do? Well, how are we going to get out of this situation? He's like, burn it. Just burn the house down. He's got major problems with that. So, yeah, I mean, but crazy can be fun. And in the third act, it leads to some crazy action. So that's cool.
So had you watched the movie since you watched it in theaters after that initial?
Couldn't remember for sure, which means it's been at least 15 years since I've seen it. There's a chance I bought it when it came out on DVD and watched it 4 or 5 times and then just didn't again. But I don't know for sure.
So how does this stack up against like other Bruce Willis movies?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like it's very mid-tier Bruce Willis. Like it's good, and it's good to see him acting differently in a action movie like of this size. But it's mid-tier. It's not like on a scale of A Good Day to Die Hard to Die Hard. It's a lot closer to A Good Day to Die Hard. But it's good. I mean, it's definitely worth a watch. It's weird that it sort of disappeared. Like, since we've been doing this series, I will go online to YouTube and I'll like look up stuff, like videos on that are about the making of the movies and stuff. And yeah, there's tons of stuff on the Fever Pitch and Sin City, but there's nothing on this. I found one video, and it was from 2 months ago, celebrating the 20th anniversary, and I was like, damn, they beat us to it. So, I mean, there's not much. This movie just kind of disappeared. I wonder what the real story is, but
yeah, was it directed by anybody that we know?
It was directed by a French director who, right before this, had just directed a Splinter Cell video game, and after it, just directed a bunch of French stuff. So America's like, here's your chance, and he gave us Hostage, which is fun, but then America's like, no, thank you. There's speaking of YouTube, and in my research, I did come across a video of Ben Foster on Conan O'Brien promoting this movie, and he has a great story about the director. So seek that out; it's fun.
Cool. So how much of it did you remember before rewatching it for this?
Okay, so when I was sitting down for my rewatch, I was like, okay, what do I remember about this movie? I didn't remember that he was broken, which is huge. It's like a huge part of the thing. All I really remembered was Bruce Willis was the star. That the house was almost a character in itself, because they like introduce you to the house, and like a lot of the action happens in the house, and a lot of the cat and mouse happens in the house. And I remembered that Foster was crazy. That's basically it. But I should have remembered how much this is basically Die Hard. Like, 2 kids and their father are the ones that are held hostage. The father is like knocked out almost immediately, and he's out of the picture. It's like they're like, nice to see you, Kevin Pollak. Go lay down for a while. But then the kids, there's a teenage daughter and a younger son. The son immediately, disappears into the house, and they don't he's not like with the group, and he's literally crawling through the air ducts. Just so big Die Hard vibes. The kid literally climbs through the air ducts. He sneaks around and finds a phone and calls a cop. And I was like, huh. But the cop that he calls is Bruce Willis. And I was like, Bruce Willis is Reginald VelJohnson.
Like it's like a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon of
Yeah.
Die Hard best movies.
Exactly. It made me instantly want to see a movie where Bruce Willis is the Reginald VelJohnson cop, and Reginald VelJohnson is the 8-year-old boy stuck in the. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Even at one point, the FBI comes in and they're like, "We're taking over," and I was like, "This is Die Hard."
How big is this house? The house isn't like a tower, is it?
No, it's not a tower, but it is kind of like a modern day mansion. Like, it's a fancy house. There are reasons that bad people want to be there. Yeah, it is a big house. All right, so what the bad guys are looking for is a DVD. Like Kevin Pollak has put information on a DVD, like a DVD-R. And everyone's trying to get this DVD. He hides it in a copy of Heaven Can Wait.
Okay.
And the kid finds this out, the young kid who's like sneaking all over the place. And he goes to get it and he pulls it off. And Heaven Can Wait is a movie starring Warren Beatty. It's the kid's like, I got it. And then he's like, wait. And there's an older version of Heaven Can Wait. So the kid's like, and he doesn't know what he's looking for. So it's not like he can open it and take it. Anyway, that had me thinking, is there a movie, if you had to hide something, had a DVD-R in your DVD or Blu-ray collection, what disc would you hide it in?
I don't know. I was gonna say like I have a bunch of like box sets of movies.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
So
You could hide it like disc 3 of Buffy season 7.
yeah. Well, I was thinking like I immediately thought of I have this Matrix box set. It's like a clear plastic. It has like a bust of Neo, and each of
Right.
it is on like a little tray of its own.
Love
You
that.
can slide it into Matrix Revolutions.
I love that. That's great. That's an excellent choice. I was trying to think of one, and I was like, what's the approach? Do you like choose something that no one will ever open, even by accident? And then you describing that got me thinking about the Blu-ray for Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's Jamie Foxx's head. Kind of looks like a statue, but it's just his head. I don't think anyone would look at that and be like, I don't think they'd be like, one, I wonder if that's where they're hiding something, or two, I want to watch Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I'm just being silly. I like Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's all good. I love it. But yeah, that would be my choice. But I like yours because it's like, it's very like an ornamental piece, but hiding in plain sight.
Do you own this on DVD? Because you mentioned that you might have bought it on DVD. Do you remember?
I feel like I do, but I can't say 100% sure. My DVDs, I retired to the basement a few years ago, so they're off the shelf. They're in boxes. I just have my Blu-rays, and everything's streaming now anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
don't have the shelf space anymore.
Is it still in the original like DVD case, or did you like put them into like one of those like books?
No. I'm never doing that. I did that with my CDs, and I regretted it. Something nice about the jewel cases, you know?
Yeah. So, if somebody is looking for something similar to Hostage, what would you recommend?
There's a lot of good hostage movies. I was thinking about like Dog Day or The Negotiator came up in my mind. But then I looked it up online. I was like, holy crap, there's tons of them. And like Die Hard was on the list. And I was like, right, of course. So the real answer is Die Hard. But if I had to choose a favorite hostage movie, Speed. I love Speed.
Speed.
But
Yeah,
watch Die Hard.
because as you were saying that, I was thinking I don't know that I've watched a bunch of negotiator movies, and then you started naming them. I was like, oh wait, there's negotiators in like all of those movies.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Negotiator for like our as we were becoming young adults, it was like the first movie of our generation that was about the negotiator, as opposed to like The Rock is a hostage movie, but it's about the guys that go in to save it. And the negotiator is just like some whiny guy on the phone. So there's tons of those movies, but how many are about the negotiator? Basically, the negotiator. Yeah.
All right. So any other closing thoughts on? I was about to say the negotiator, but it's the hostage.
I mean, for the negotiator, I watched that a couple months ago. It does. It's I like it. It's good. It. I'll say this every time a movie comes up with him, but it's hard to spacey anymore because he's in so many good movies, but it's hard. Just because, yeah, it's hard to. He's one of those actors where it's for me it's hard to separate. But that is a good movie. Um, it's better than Hostage, but they're different. I would recommend it if you haven't seen it. Check it out. Um, but it's not if you're ranking the Bruce Willis movies. It's real in the middle. It's real in the middle.
Yeah. So after you've watched Die Hard's 1 through 4.
Yeah, sure. Then watch this. Then watch Die Hard 5. I'm not a Good Day to Die Hard hater, but I recognize that it's the worst of the bunch.
But watch it before A Good Day
Yes.
to Die Hard.
Yeah. After Live Free or Die Hard, it rolls right into Hostage, and probably other 4 or 5 other Bruce Willis movies before A Good Day
How
to
about
Die
Sin
Hard.
City?
Yeah, but only his scenes.
Well, that was it for Hostage. Be sure to join us next time when we talk about more movies from Joe Scrappy Movies. And be sure to drop any comments. If you have seen Hostage, let us know what you thought. And be sure to like and subscribe.